Hello, welcome to the Flower Species channel. My name is Maria. So happy Wednesday, happy day after election day. Blue waved, yeah. Okay, so I really like the whole blue thing that happened in elections. My hair is being freaky. Because now we have kind of more of an even Republicans and Democrats, and we can all work together. Or that's what I thought. I would think any negotiator would want people from all sides, really, but everybody in the mix negotiating so that everybody can be heard out and everybody can bring their unique ideas to the table. So I see it as an awesome thing without having to identify with any party at all. I just think the more inclusive, the more diverse, the better chances for everyone, everybody. Everybody's got something to offer. Nobody has all the answers. So respectfully, Mr. President, there are things that Donald Trump has said over and over and over again, like only he knows certain things, only he would understand it. It's too great for other people's minds, but his mind can comprehend things. I get that he's an insider. He was born into an elite club. I get it. He comes from a lot of money. He understands how tax codes work, how audits work. So what I noticed today, I wanted to talk about it because I really do love body language. I posted a meme on Facebook that actually it's a fake news meme, but it's true news that was made fake. So I wanted to explain it. Donald Trump was on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1988. I believe it aired in April. I know because I stayed home specifically to watch it. I had seen a lot of interviews with the Donald of that era. Donahue, and I think, I'm trying to think of a few more. Charlie Rose, Larry King. I've seen plenty of interviews with just Donald. I had never really actually seen his first wife, Ivana, who I keep spelling Ivanka on Facebook. I had never really heard her speak. I had seen pictures of them together in tabloids and in magazines, and them smiling on boats, and her waving the peace sign and him waving. And I'd seen pictures of them and their kids, but I never really heard Ivana speak. So I was 29 years old, and it was 1988, and I was in my third year at RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, and I was finishing out the social work program. And I was going into my minor, which was women's studies. And I was our textbook at RIT for social work women's studies was Women, A Feminist Perspective by Joe Freeman. See all the hats on there? See the construction hat, all the different hats. And there was a cowboy hat, there's a little winter hat, there's men's hat, there's all kinds of hats on here. Little hard hat there. Okay. This was our textbook, and it was a quarter system, so you had to buy books a lot. Oh God, I broke buying books. Campus Connection news book. This was my very favorite course, because I could find my grandmothers and my mother and my aunts in every page of this book, and I could find myself in this book, and all my friends. And I had to write a paper about I had to use one of the chapters in there, and I was reading the chapter on women, double standard age. And in that double standard age chapter I think it was 26, and I had to write like a 20 to 25 page paper with lots of resources, and then I had to give an oral presentation with media, and I didn't really know how to do that, so I asked the chair of the social work department, Dr. Helen Wadsworth at the time, can I watch, there's going to be on Oprah, Donald Trump, but Ivana Trump, his wife's going to be on it, and I'm really looking at, and I looked at all kinds of women. I looked at Jane Fonda, I looked at Jill Simon, I looked at Can't think of her name right now. She was on the Catholic channel. Sister. She says the rosary all the time. What's the name of making? It could be Sister Mary. It could be Mother Mary, whatever. Cochina, whatever. She does the rosary every day. I'll think of it. And my paper was basically a whole bunch of different women that were political. Mother Teresa was in there. I tried to look at all their different motives, politically, business-minded, what they had to offer. Princess Diana was part. I had just added her to my paper. So I was looking at a montage of women and the different roles they had to play. And I really wanted to get Ivana Trump in there because she was married to the billionaire, Donald Trump. And I knew that she married him when he was only making enough money, like a good wage, but working for his dad. And he became a billionaire when he was married to her. So they built businesses together. She ran hotels, casinos for him. She designed the entire Trump Tower. What he became in his brand, she was very much a part of. And I'll never forget seeing a picture of her with a hard hat on, standing at the top of Trump Tower and kind of like giving directions. And yet we never had heard from her. We only saw the Donald. So I really did tune in to see that video and or that show. And it started off with Donald, and then Ivana joined him in the last half hour. And that was the one where he joked about being president, and she asked him about it. And partially through that, she said, well, okay, Donald, if you were to run, and it was kind of like a real joke, if you were to run, what party would you run with? I mean, you've been with Democrat, you've been independent, you've been, what would you run? And he said, no, I said, I'm a Republican. He said, I would probably run Republican. He was making fun of his own party, which we all do. He said, I would probably run Republican because, Republicans are such dumb voters. This is exactly what he said. I always remember, Republicans are such dumb at their voting that they would believe anything I said if Fox repeated it. And once he said it, the whole audience broke out laughing. And Oprah kind of like held back for a minute and kind of was like, Donald, like she couldn't believe he said it. But it was like the minute she heard, she was standing in the middle of the audience, and when everybody started laughing, she started laughing the loudest and the longest, which I'll never forget the look on Donald Trump's face. And this is why, I pick up on body language. Donald Trump was just like, He just kind of, like, now I know what you're about. Now I see you. See, he kind of does a very interesting thing. He throws these open-ended things out there and kind of does what a therapist would do. Open-ended. You ask a question, they ask the same question back to you. Well, I don't know. What do you think we should do? Oh, this is what I think. What do you think? And then when he gets that response, he puts it back in your lap on you. And I think that he very much did look at Oprah like, okay, now I know what you're all about. I was joking. That video, that portion of the video has disappeared everywhere on the internet since he became president. Since, especially, I had posted it on Facebook, especially since it became a meme. It became a meme with, he's wearing the same suit he was wearing that day. Red tie, gray suit, same Oprah background. But instead of saying Oprah 1988 in the right bottom corner, it now says People Magazine 1998. And so now when you go to fact check it, when you post it and you go to fact check it, people can say he never said that because they can look in the People archives and say he never said that. He did say it on the Oprah Winfrey Show, on the full episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Okay. that if you go look at any of those videos, you're going to find a thread of people saying, where's the rest of the video? I know, I heard it, I saw it, I watched that show. What stood out to me in that show was that he said that and he kind of got a good idea of what Oprah was all about. And what the people thought was funny in the audience. And then he also quickly reverted to the charming Donald next to his wife. And she started off very demure and kind of, I don't want to say submissive, I want to say kind of like coy. Until she spoke, and she kind of spoke up and said, when we got married, all this, and he became the bigger Donald, like the big Donald. So she was really being honest, and he said, ultimately, Ivana does what Ivana is told, what I tell her to do, all the time. And Oprah was again shocked. She was like, and Ivana said, "Oh, chauvinist," like that, joking. And Oprah said, "Is he a chauvinist?" to Ivana, and Ivana said, "Of the worst kind." And 3 years later, they were divorced. And what I noticed out of that interview is really freaky little details, because I saw the difference. Is that the whole time that she was married to him, with all this money they had, whenever she smiled, I noticed her teeth. And I'm not a shallow person like that. This is not a put down. Her teeth were like baby teeth. If you go look, you'll see what I'm talking about. Her teeth looked like little tiny, tiny baby teeth. They didn't look like adult teeth. I remember sitting there watching, and I thought, wow, what a beautiful woman in this beautiful red dress sitting next to this man. He's gorgeous. They're beautiful. But her teeth are so tiny. Why are her teeth so tiny? Surely they have money for dentistry. Now, I wondered about this a long time. I wondered, did he maybe withhold that from her? Did he not want her to get her teeth fixed? Because when they went through their divorce, the first thing she did was she put her hair up in the beehive, and she got the veneers. So I noticed it right away. That's something that always stuck with me. So somewhere out there is a video of that entire show, but now it's just reduced down to little clips and what can be called fake news, but it's true news. He really did say that about Republicans. But that's okay. You know what? I register as a Democrat, and I have been pissed off at. I register as a Democrat, but I don't really identify as a Democrat. I identify as a progressive, a strategic progressive, a pragmatic progressive. I don't want to shake anything up too quick. I just want like slow, steady, just keep moving forward, change, progress. And many times I've said, oh man, as much as we want more Democrats in the House, as soon as they get in there, they're going to get complacent. They're going to shoot their own foot. They're going to do. And who wants a lot of the same old, same old, same old? So I noticed that right away. So I wrote about it a lot on Facebook. I hope you guys don't mind. If anybody can find that interview, I really would appreciate it. Now, today I really watched President Trump in his with the media. There's a lot of interesting body language going on, and then just some energy stuff that I picked up on that I just knew. And can't explain how I know it. I don't believe it's a psychic thing. I believe it's just being around people, just maybe an empathetic type of thing. Stuff that I've always picked up on from a kid. So it's kind of more like a medical intuitive when you know something is going on with somebody. I noticed he was being extra tender to the media until Jim Acosta stood up. And obviously Jim Acosta, he feels is accosting him every time he asks a question. I don't know. But he really went like unhinged on Jim, and then there was this microphone bouncer lady trying to grab the microphone out of Jim Acosta's hand, and Jim just kept going, and it really did seem combative and like it wasn't going to back down. But he was asking a valid question about immigration. And then later, April Ryan stood up and went to ask a question, and he was just like, sit down. And I was like, oh no. It was going so well. And then he suddenly looked like Sean Spicer at the podium, coming unhinged. The other thing I noticed was his energy was really low. He looked very depressed. He looked angry, depressed. He was trying very hard. He was sniffling a lot. He was doing a lot of that snort when he's upset. I'm not saying he's smoking, doing coke or anything. I'm saying he does it when he's angry. He does it when he's nervous. I think as much as he was being congratulatory towards the Democrats that were coming in and saying, this is how I want it, we can all work together, he was pissed because he worked so hard. Now, some of the people he worked so hard for won, and he was really quick to note that. But what I found the most interesting is his energy level seemed very drained. It seemed like he had extra makeup on, extra whitener under his eyes. He looked very dehydrated to me. And he seemed like his stomach, like he was having pain. He seemed like he was trying to get through the media. Like maybe, like his mind was saying, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to take care of my stomach. Something's not right. I don't feel good. But he was going on. He seemed like he was also trying to hide, like he was trying to hide something. Within an hour of all that beautiful kumbaya to the media, and taking an exorbitant amount of questions that he doesn't normally take, and then booting out, of course, Jim Acosta, and telling April Ryan to sit down, and telling, I can't think of her name right now, telling another reporter that she was asking a racist question. He alluded to the fact several times that he was going to fire Jeff Sessions, but he just didn't say it. He alluded to the investigation and how the investigation would continue and they would find nothing. But deep down under it all, by him firing a Jeff Sessions now, as the Democrats come on board, he's worried about investigations. And by doing that, and Whitaker taking over, he will be overseeing the Mueller investigation. And we don't know what his motives or how he's been prepped for that. We don't know that he's an objective person either. Because he basically fired the Attorney General and appointed, I think it's Mike Whitaker, to oversee the Mueller probe. You'd have to go look up the whole Whitaker thing. It's starting to look like Watergate to me. Sorry, folks, it is. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. So, I was posting a lot today. I stayed up last night and watched the returns. I very much felt like I just felt very strongly that the president was going to have a meltdown. He's having a meltdown. I'm pointing to the TV. Meltdowns with presidents are never good, so what do? I pray. Also, Kellyanne Conway was up bright and early giving interviews saying how they were looking forward to working with all the Democrats, and all the women and he mentioned Oprah Winfrey several times to the media, and it seemed odd to me. I think there is something going on between him and her with a deal. I think they're making a star power type deal to strike something for all people. Yeah, they are. There's something going on. I don't know what it is yet. So I just wanted to say that, and I'm just glad for everybody that voted. And it's a crazy time with people moving on, and you know, we just have to be the feet and the hands of God and just keep praying for our leaders. Is the way I look at it, and understand that the sky isn't falling. Okay. All right, everybody, have a nice day. If you know where that video is, though, please let me know, because what has been done in an attempt to hide media by making it into what is supposed to be a fake meme, by taking that quote out, is an attempt to. It's a clear example of an attempt to manipulate the media into this mirage of fake when it's really true. So, did President Trump, when he was citizen Donald Trump in 1988, really say, I would run as a Republican because they're so dumb at voting, they would believe anything, especially if Fox said it, so I could lie to them and my numbers would be, the numbers, Oprah, would be terrific. Imagine it. Yeah, he said that. That became a meme, switched to People magazine. The Oprah video is completely spliced down to just 2.5 minutes with that missing everywhere. But everywhere you go, people are like, I was home, I watched that show. And I remember watching the show. I mean, I actually asked for the time off. I was like, she's one of the ladies I want to put in my, double standard, because I wanted to talk about how much she contributed to the marriage and his wealth and the Donaldness, and what a strong woman she was. Now there's always strong women behind strong men. And I also want to talk about women that are caring and nurturing in nature and end up having to be very political, like Mother Teresa. I want to talk about, and I talked about Princess Diana, and that was one of my women's. That was my dissertation in my minor in women's study. So I'm not going to forget something like that. And but I do want to say, when I did a video about trauma memory a while back, concerning Judge Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Ford, I said that it could get screwed up with the dates, and I kept saying 1992 in the video. What I meant was 1991. My cousin's wedding was 1991. So there you go. So I wanted to straighten that out, and that's all I really had to say. So I'm looking at Donald Trump's body language, and he doesn't look like he feels well. Looks like his stomach is not like he looked like he was having pain. Okay, and dehydrated, and I'm very upset, very sad, and he did take it very personally. What happened last night? He took that as a personal, fucks you, we don't like you. He took it as a personal, more witch hunt. He really did. Alright, that's all I got. Have a nice day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.